Well, there's two main phases. One is evaluation. Evaluate not just the guys that are returning, certainly, but the new guys. We have several new guys here, so we want to evaluate them and see who's going to be ready to help us a little bit more in the fall. And then other parts certainly is development, just getting our guys teaching some fundamentals and techniques. Half the time I cross my fingers and get worried about guys getting hurt, but you got to teach some tackling and some blocking, some physical stuff in the spring, just so the young guys get the fundamentals down. You're right, we had a lot of shoulder injuries and a couple of knees and all that out in spring, so that slowed their development down a little bit, but they did a good job in the summer. This year, I guess we're healthier. We have some minor things and some guys that had some surgeries that'll be out in the spring, but I think we'll have a few more bodies, and so we can get a little bit more production, I think, out of this spring anyway. Spring, there's no threat of losing the spring game. We lose that, we got a long season, right? So I have a little bit more. To me, the spring's a little bit more fun for coaches from a competition standpoint, because again, you're not getting ready for a game. But I do want our guys to have a sense of urgency to prove themselves, and there's a lot of young players and a lot of returning players that have a lot to prove this spring, and I hope they always feel that way. That's the goal for us every year, to be more competitive. The guys that were redshirted last year, the guys that we brought in, and the guys that will be coming here in the fall, we've got to create competition. We've had some, but not nearly to the level that you supposed to have and need to have. And even though we're going to have more this fall, a lot of the competition is going to be young. In a year or two, we're going to have the competition from every class. Right now, it's going to be a lot of it's going to come from the younger classes. Well, you're losing a lot of production, and Kadeem was the guy that he understood our offense pretty well for being in just 2 years. But we knew we were going to have production from him, and then we had Daniel Jenkins, so we knew we were going to get production from him. Now it's a mystery, and so that's going to be one of the positions that'll be kind of like quarterback, that it's wide open and see if they get guys to get better. And again, I got a couple guys to join in the fall. And we've got a few new things we're going to tinker with to get other guys the ball, some guys that played receiver and stuff like that. But, the running back, we've had maybe the best in the country the last 2 years. So to expect the same kind of production would be, I think, a little bit much. Good. Austin's he's still wearing the knee brace. I think it's just more precautionary and all that, but he's 100% doing everything. And he's actually a little bit bigger and stronger. So he should have a big spring. I know he's really hungry to get back out there too. Compared to especially the first year at safety and at linebacker, we've got more bodies. And then receiver, this could be the deeper receiving crew that I've ever coached. It's still, I know everybody's talking about the 10. There's some talent there, but potentially, and again, it's that word potentially, it could be the deepest receiving crew I've ever been a part of. Well, we keep pushing. Every time I get an opportunity to say how ridiculous the proposed rule change is, I say it. And I think there's been more and more information come out that show that the pace of play is not a player safety issue. So I'm hoping everybody on the committee, everything I get, we forward on to them and hope they're informed and make a more informed decision than the Rules Committee made. That's what I hope, because the Rules Committee, in my opinion, didn't make an informed decision.